Locally owned and operated for over 50 years, Delaware Camera is your #1 spot for all your camera needs, education, accessories, printing, and more. Located at 2635 Delaware Avenue in Buffalo. Visit cameraspot.com.
Hello, true believers. This is Mark from Delaware Camera, and I'm up here on the second floor of our store where we have lighting and a rentable photo studio. And if you're a customer in the store, you've been in the store the last few years, you know this guy to the left of me. Your right, my left. No, my left, their right. Vicente or Rondon.
Yeah, Vicente Rondon.
Who used to work here, who was great. Like, he was a great salesperson, did our education, all sorts of stuff. And he's always going to be a member of the family here because he's Vicente. Yeah, okay, good. I know the directions. So we're going to do a little live photo shoot here today to kind of show off our rental studio. Because we've got one up here. It's $50 an hour. You can rent, you can reserve it online, all that good stuff. Let me talk. Usually I do the housekeeping. We have classes, we do rentals, we sell stuff as well. If you are on Instagram, we sold a Sony FX today, which is kind of a hard camera to get. Justin Smith came in and he bought one. We're happy we were able to hook him up with that camera because they're hard to get. So hard, in fact, that someone from Chicago a few weeks ago came in and drove here to Buffalo to get that camera, which was better than spending internet prices because a lot of times on eBay, I think the guy who came in today told us that he was surprised about the price because he saw it online for a lot more because they're so hard to get. But I want to talk to you, Vicente, because I've known you for a long time. You've been working here. When did you start working here at Delaware Camera?
2011, in June of 2011. I was 20 years old, going on 21.
You were that young?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a long time. I remember you came in full of promise and energy, and
look at me now. I look like a happy person.
He's that times 3.
Yeah, but I'm still brooding.
Yeah. You've turned to a great man. I've always appreciated how you held yourself accountable and all that stuff. Now we should be talking about this stuff.
But no, I'm fine with all of
cool,
that.
Vicente.
I'm with all of that.
And that angle sucks, man. Anyway. I haven't seen it though. Anyway, so yeah, you worked here, through education, you've been through the morphing of the store. Been doing your photo project. Where can people see how you shoot and how you shoot in real life?
Thank you. I'm glad that you made that distinction, Marcus, because there is a huge difference between what I'm going to be doing here today and also how I shoot in real life. If you want to see my work in real life, you can go to my website, which is www.vicenterondon.com. And how do you spell that? It's www.vicenterondon.com. And if you want to see a simpler version of that, like maybe you can go to my Instagram profile. That's Vicente Rondon Photo. So VICENTERONDON Photo. And that's with PH, not an F, like some people would do.
That's Europe, man. You gotta do a Europe one.
I don't want to do a Europe one. But yeah, it's just photo, PHOTO.
Yeah.
So again, Vicente Rondon.
Yeah. So what do you like to take pictures of? I mean,
most of my subject matter is just people. It's everything to do with people, and it's because even though as I've become older, I've become much more weary of people. I still love people very much. I think that since people come in all shapes and sizes, colors and differences, and personalities, they're all very interesting. It's always really wonderful to try and extract a story out of an individual. And that sounds very clinical, but what I mean by that is trying to gain a story or be invited into hearing a person's story and then making an image of them in reflection of what I've received. So a lot of the time, anytime that I'm making pictures, I'm being rewarded with that. It's like the picture is the reward.
Yeah. That's great. Thank you. Yeah. Speaking of your street, you do flash street photos.
Yeah, street photos.
We're going to be having another class. It's not up yet, but we're going to announce a class soon. street photography class that Vicente is going to teach. We're going to do it via Zoom. It's to benefit another great old employee, Nicole Cook. She does a ride for Roswell every year. And we try to raise as much money as we can for her ride for Roswell every year. How many years have we done that?
It's been a long time. It's been over 7 years.
That's awesome, yeah.
If it's 2022 now, then yeah, it's definitely been like 7 years.
Yes, it's good. So yeah, so keep an eye out if you go to our website. There's a link for classes. We have our regular classes coming up next month, and we have a Tamron class coming up 26th, I think, but it'll be on the website. And we have some other classes that we're trying to set up currently. We're negotiating with Tamron and Canon, and I think we have a Nikon class coming up as well. So you can look there, and we're gonna have some classes coming up. So what else should we talk about, Vicente? What are you doing now? What are you doing now since you haven't? Got a question? At the wall.
Yeah. I look concerned. Oh, thanks, Bridget. I'm concerned all the time, and my mind is always moving. It's part of what goes on in this guy right here. It's not always the best thing, but thank you for pointing that out, Bridget. I am very concerned.
About before
you were going to ask. You were going to ask a poignant question
about what?
Until Bridget came through.
What was I going to talk about?
I think it had to do with shooting. Was it making photos? What am I going to be doing today or something?
Oh yeah, no. What have you been doing since you stopped working here?
Okay, so for a little while, while working here, I worked at Locust Street Art as the interim photo instructor, while unfortunately the late Ken Morgan was out sick at that time, which was a huge honor for me. After that, I did a lot of freelance work and also just a lot of freelance instruction. I worked here as an instructor for a little bit, like just as an instructor instead of customer service rep. And then finally, I ended up working at the Albright Knox Art Gallery. I'm still working at the Albright Knox Art Gallery as the Art Truck Program Coordinator. The Art Truck is funded and fueled by Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield, and it's a great mobile initiative to help communities all within the 8 counties of Western New York receive free art activities and art supplies, so everybody has accessible art experience. And that's my program.
Very cool. Cool.
Other than that, I just make my photographs whenever I get a chance. So
is the truck outside now?
It actually is. Yeah, it's outside now.
We'll make a short video and post that on social media after we do this. But I think we're gonna try to do a little live photo shoot in the studio here, but I don't know where Will went. Where did Will go?
Will took a little walk. If you want to keep on talking,
we can still talk.
Okay. Now, I want to remind everybody that may be watching this, the 6 people that are watching this right now.
It's 17.
The 6 to 17 people that are watching this right now, maybe the people that might watch this a little bit later. Shooting in a studio is not usually what I do, even though I'm fully capable of doing so. This is not how I usually approach making photographs. But again, this is going to be a fun little experience for me and Mark because we're going to have some fun doing it. Of course. The other thing is that if you do want to see my work, again, it's VicenteRondon.com. Yeah. So if you actually want to see how I shoot and talk about how I shoot, if you have any questions whatsoever, since I'm still an educator now and I'm still all about talking to strangers and people, please send me a question whenever you get a chance. I would love to answer your questions when it comes to shooting or being in the education world or education art world, whatever you want.
We're going to try to do a little headshot?
Yeah, we're going to do a little headshot, I guess, because that's what I've been asked to do.
Take my glasses.
It's a little test shot. Let's see what we have for a test shot. Is that coming up? Okay. Did it go on? Did it appear? You got it. Hey, look at that guy. So what we're seeing there right now is. Yep. Okay. I hit the play button.
There I am.
Yeah. There it goes. Okay, look at that. That's Marcus Miller, and I believe what we're getting there is a little bit of shutter lag.
Speed too high?
Yeah, the shutter speed's way too high. So I'm gonna drop that down a little bit.
The rent is too high.
The rent is too Ding. Can I not say that out here?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm good. I think I'm good cursing just a little bit, right?
What are you using to shoot this?
Now, this is a 50mm 1.4 Sigma lens. That's what I see on here. It's one of the Sigma art lenses. And I'm using a Sony A7 Mark III.
Which we do rent.
Which apparently they do rent in the store, people. And I don't usually use one of these, but it's a decent camera. The neck strap smells like cologne, and my nose is right against it. And let's see what we got out of Mark. Hey, look at that guy. It's like reading Rainbow.
What's up?
He is.
Oh, there you go.
He's chewing his heart. There we go. Hey, there we go. All right. So, are we talking about my experience while shooting this? What do we want to touch on?
So we rent the
You could ask me
studio.
questions.
So, if you were looking to rent the studio, we have a setup of lights here. People have brought in their own lights to shoot in the studio. We have an LED. That's how you kind of shoot. Low angle.
Whoa, no, I'm just seeing what I got here. Shut up for a second. Right there.
I mean, it's good to have a studio to shoot in because a lot, like I always felt like the studio was ideal for what do you call these things? Headshots. A couple of people, I know people have gotten big groups in here to shoot. We have the 9-foot background, 9-foot wide background. We have, white, black, and gray. But if you want to buy a background to put up, we can do that too. If that's something that you want to do. So, how's it looking, Vicente? Yeah. So, so I know you shoot outside a lot. So what do you think are some of the advantages of shooting in the studio?
Okay, so the coolest thing about shooting in the studio is complete control over your lighting.
Yeah.
You've got lights and you've got light modifiers that you circle around the room. Basically, add any given light into this environment in order to make your photograph more streamlined aesthetically.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're shooting outdoors, you really have to play by the rules of your environment.
Yeah.
So, I mean, of course, you can take risks. You can make very graphic photographs, like at high noon, for example, if you wanted to. But that's not exactly like the best time for what I like to shoot or the way that I like to shoot. The thing is that, again, you are playing by the so usually whenever I'm shooting, I'm usually dawn and dusk, or like gold or blue out. And when I'm in the studio, you can actually create that sort of look if you like to, but you really have to understand exactly where you're putting the light.
Yeah.
And also what modifiers what else you
Okay. So, yeah, I know when you're outside, it's hard to get the what Vicente?
It's just that I don't know where to look. There's cameras all over the place.
Which one are we looking at?
Looking at that one?
All right. So when you're outside, of course, like you said, you can't control the light. And here, another good thing about shooting in a studio, if you're shooting like a series of people or a series of shots, you have the exact same light with every shot, which kind of reduces your editing time. So, if you're trying to get a consistent look, like you're shooting like a set of 5 executives or something, or 5 people who are doing whatever job, or you're not shooting them together. It's easy to do it in the studio and achieve a similar result, which a lot of people want. You don't want I've seen websites where you've got someone shot a studio picture, someone's got a cell phone picture, someone's got a picture in their backyard, and that's completely inconsistent, which you don't want, obviously. And major places too, major tops.
Yeah, you got a guy with a suit and tie on that's out in his backyard. His kids are playing in the backyard, they're swinging baseball bats at each other.
Yeah.
They have another one with his lady in the kitchen.
Yeah, I've noticed that, like some supermarkets. I shouldn't have mentioned that supermarket, but they have the headshots up in the front, and you have a few that are shot one way and some are shot another way. I mean, ultimately it doesn't matter, but it's nice to have consistency when you have a setup like that, I think. I did. We won't name it again.
Yeah, we won't name it again. We shouldn't do that.
We don't want any lawsuits here for our 3 listeners, down from 7.
No. Should be the executive of this company.
I saw you.
But yeah, I enjoy every once in a while using studio way, especially when I'm doing a job.
Yeah.
Gig, of course, I'm doing that. But most of the time, I like to shoot natural lighting, and every once in a while, I'll have like supplemental artificial lighting. Every once.
Studios are also good if you're doing like, you know, there's some pictures that you might take that you might not want to, you know, do outside.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, like the
like a boudoir shoot or something. You want to do that inside of a studio usually. You know, some people like to get all guerrilla and take pictures outside, but you know, it provides comfort for everyone involved. I think when you're shooting, you know, in the studio. You know, it's a controlled environment, especially a place like here. You know, we're a public place. You know, you come in, you can get as much privacy as you want here. So, yeah, you can get as much privacy as you want here, so you won't be bothered if you're trying to do something like that, if that's what you're aiming for. Vicente, you cried in here? Hope you're okay.
Yeah. No.
You good?
No, not at all. But,
Okay, well,
you know,
we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later because we like to talk. Anyway. So. Cool, yeah. I know if you're on Instagram, you can't see some of the other behind the scenes, different angles, the pictures Vicente shot are on YouTube, which you can watch anytime you want because the link is always there. So if you want to check that out, you know, you've got the Instagram, you know, now you can go check out YouTube later and see all the cool stuff that we do as far as that type of thing. So I think that's about it. Did you enjoy your time here?
Yeah, of course. I'm constantly reminded of all the
Pain, what are you talking about?
Pain for so many years, but at the same time, I got out, and you know what? That's okay. I still come back.
Wait, why was it painful working here?
There are certain people that would visit every once in a while that always made it really weird. There's always someone that made it really weird. Just that. You know, or you look outside and it's a beautiful, bright, sunny day.
We've got closed windows.
And like we're here.
But we're gonna close down the positive note because Vicente's taking it down a bit.
Sorry.
But it's always cool working here, though. You know, it's cool. Like we have a good community of people who come in here. But yeah, stop in. We're here 10 to 7 Monday through Friday, 10 to 5 Saturday, 11 to 5 on Sunday. If you like this, you know, subscribe, you know, all that, like us, whatever people do. Ask us questions. We're pretty receptive on social media as far as answering questions. So if you have any questions about what we do here, stop in. You know, it's always a good time. If you want to come check out cameras and stuff, we have a pretty good line of Sony, Canon, Nikon, Olympus, Fuji. We got Sigma and Tamron lenses, Laowa lenses. If you're into all that.
Actually, you know, there's something that I want to add.
What's that?
Because I was taking it down for a second. I didn't mean to. Like, I apologize. But I just want to say, if you want to come to like an actual shop that has some character, like people who are characters and also just characters in the store.
Yes.
As well as people who will genuinely want to help you.
Yeah.
Delaware Camera is a good place to come.
We even have. We'll go on.
Delaware Camera is always a great place to come to. And if you're looking for new film to experiment with or just new equipment to experiment with, great place to come to. Anywhere else you'd have to travel to Rochester, even into Pennsylvania, just to get like the same sort of experience. So, I mean, why not stop into the store, especially if you're genuinely interested in starting something you got to be worried about. You don't really lose by asking questions and showing up.
If you're looking for anything, we'll get it for you.
There you go.
If it's humanly possible, we will find it and get it for you. Yes. Yeah. Just yeah. Jim, our boss, Jim made it happen. Jim can do this in Philly, made it happen. So
Mark and Steve will traverse all the digital planes in order to make sure that you guys
we'll even drive wherever.
Seriously, yeah.
Debbie, who's watching now, she even delivered someone's order for her, which I thought was awesome. Like, that's pretty cool. So we'll make things happen for people. Like, you know, I know like if you go into a place like a big box store, they have rules and stuff. We'll make stuff happen for you. And if it's possible, we'll make it happen. The answer, as Steven always says, the answer is always yes here. So if you have a question, the answer is always yes. So
you know who won't show up at your doorstep if you're making an order? That's fine. So just cancel. You know?
you name names.
I'm sorry. A big box.
A big blue box store. Big box.
This formidable purchase store will not show up at your doorstep with what you need.
All right.
With all of it.
But on a positive note, people at Best Buy have sent customers, which we really appreciate, because they know what's up and they know we can help when they may not be able to. So we appreciate that too. So we will see you on next Tuesday at noon. All right. Thanks for coming, Vicente. All right.
Locally owned and operated for over 50 years, Delaware Camera is your #1 spot for all your camera needs: education, accessories, printing, and more. Located at 2635 Delaware Avenue in Buffalo. Visit cameraspot.com